Welcome to Bootstrapped Unicorns. I'm your host, Josh Pies, and this is the show where scrappy founders, rebellious visionaries, and business misfits pull back the curtain on what it really takes to build something extraordinary from absolutely nothing. No trust fund, no fairy god investor, just grit, duct tape, caffeine, yeah, and that dream. We're talking about the wild, unfiltered ride of turning chaos into cash flow and ideas into impact. So buckle up. This is no Disney movie, but there might be some magic. Let's face it, even Elon started in a garage. So without further ado, let's get to the next episode. Welcome to Bootstrapped Unicorns, presented by C47 Digital Studios. Bootstrapped Unicorns, we're back again. I'm really excited because instead of having a remote interview, I have a friend in studio today, which is really exciting for me, and we're doing the brown water thing. So if at the end of this episode it's a little bit incoherent, you understand why. But as I have always said, I don't change. I'm still Josh. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, do all of the things so that we can stay connected because, again, we are pouring into your existence and we believe in entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs in America are the lifeblood of the economy, making this world go around, and your hard work is feeding families. And that's what I connect with. I want your family and the families that you touch to thrive and survive. And that is my mission. So I'm going to introduce you to Jeremy Bauer, not Bowers. He's more like Jack Bauer, right? And he comes in looking extremely dapper. He's actually better dressed than I am today because I love the loud shirt. Looking really good.
Inside here, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a little flashy, but not flashy enough. And I'm just going to show you, like, my hair is a mess today. So I was like, I'm going to go grab the hat and just do it, right? But so here's the deal. Like, he found me kind of seemingly at random, right?
Yeah. A
little bit. And I don't know. I want you to experiment, guys. Everybody close your eyes unless you're driving. Don't do that. And think back to the last time you got a gift where you opened the package and the box was incredible. Think about maybe opening an iPhone or something from DJI, which is packaged just immaculately. And all the folds are perfect. And the directions are perfectly suited to fit in the packaging. You pull it out and you can read them and you set them aside. And it's the box that's still in your closet, but you don't know why. Okay, who made that? Who designed that? Who made that experience? Jeremy. He's doing this. He's doing this for brands, maybe not those brands, I don't know, but he's doing this for brands all over the world. And it's a real business, not just a real business, a big business and a whole market to package stuff. Yeah. I don't think about that stuff until I meet guys like you. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a whole market for this.
Yeah.
Did you grow up wanting to box things? Are you a good gift wrapper? Who are you?
No, I am not a good gift wrapper. My wife can attest to that. Actually, my dad is a very good gift wrapper.
Why? Do you know?
He was a machinist, and so he's like very precision driven.
My grandfather used a ruler on wrapping paper.
Really?
Yeah, and he was therefore very good at it.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm sort of like, if it's covered, it's fine.
Yeah, I like bags. Plop.
It's so much easier. Yeah, throw 12 to 25 pieces of tissue paper in the top and you're good.
Yeah.
But no, I did not grow up thinking about boxes or didn't even realize that was an industry or business you could get into. In fact, I didn't even get into it on purpose. I got into it on accident.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the accident? How do you trip into this?
So I went to school for paper science.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, I know.
You can study paper?
You can. In fact, my first internship in high school was in the industry. So I had this program in high school where half of a day your senior year for certain students of an academic threshold.
Are you smart?
I used to be.
Cool.
I'm not now.
All right.
I used to be.
Your kids probably disagree with that.
My kids are smart.
Yeah, right. Well,
they're like, my mom though.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Every once in a while I realize that my kids don't think I'm all that smart. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're there.
Yeah. So I was in this internship program and I worked for a company that made chemicals for the paper industry. And my first internship was in a paper mill that made tissue for rest areas, like the paper towel and stuff like that. Yeah. So recycled tissue.
What was your job as an intern? What did you get exposed to?
I was in the quality lab. Man, I wish I could remember the guy's name. Tim something. He was a huge cigar guy. He brought a cigar in every day and had a cigar at lunch outside.
Really?
Huge cigar guy.
Respect.
Yeah. So I worked in the quality lab. I was going out, getting buckets of pulp, bringing them back, doing various tests for them, writing it down, repeat all day.
Really?
Every day. Yeah.
And pulp, in my imagine, like I drink orange juice. I know what pulp is in orange juice, and pulp, if you press it and you get all the liquid out, is how, like, part of the process, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is pulp for that product? What is it made of?
Yeah. So this is 100% recycled. So it's made of garbage.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's,
that sounds disgusting.
It is disgusting.
How does it smell?
It smells like you might imagine. It is sorted garbage. So it's not like, I was going to say it's not like banana peels, but actually it is exactly like that. It's basically the slightly sorted remains of a garbage bin I would talk to the guys that ran the pulper, and which is where all the garbage goes in with water. And they would say they found body parts, they found engine blocks, they found guns. So the police would come occasionally and look at the trash that was
Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Body parts?
Yes.
I mean, the guns are interesting to me. I'm like, what make, what model, what caliber?
Yeah, right.
But body parts?
Yeah, it's not unheard of for bales of furnish, which is the material that feeds a pulper, to have stuff, anything that people want to get rid of.
Okay, so the pulper, you add water to basically a whole bunch of disposed product.
Yep, water and steam.
Okay, and it decomposes it, or at least
just breaks it down.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you've got a slurry that is, it's pretty thick. It's about the consistency of like oatmeal. It's really similar to oatmeal. So it's thicker than the orange juice pulp. But yeah, there's thick stock, thin stock. Doesn't really matter what that means, but they're both very heavy.
Okay.
So you get a sample bottle, a 1 liter sample bottle throughout the process, and you're tracking all sorts of stuff, stickies, ink, all sorts of different things.
What color is this? Does it change based on the trash?
The output color is actually brownish.
Okay.
But that is because there's some dye added to it to make this color consistent throughout for every roll that goes into the rest stops.
Does it end up getting bleached so it removes that? Or
no, it's not bleach. It's just color added.
Okay.
But the material on the inbound side is like gray. It's like just gray with flecks of miscellaneous garbage. It's like,
nice.
Yeah, it's like the worst oatmeal you've ever seen.
Wow. And so you were deliberately showing up as a high schooler, submitting to this disgusting sounding process.
Yep.
And so how are you during that? Are you like, I can't believe I still got to keep doing this for this grade? Or are you like, oh, this is actually oddly interesting?
I was excited. Yeah. I was excited to do it. I mean, it kind of sucks when you're doing it every day, all day. But at that point, you're a summer intern. So there's always an end in sight. So you're just like doing it for the experience. And you're like, this is going to make for a great story.
Yeah, if nothing else, right? Yeah, as you go off to your office job somewhere, you can say, "Once upon a time, kids, I was the pulp guy." I'm
going to be on a podcast one day, even those don't exist at this point, talking about the ins and outs of.
We're basically a talk show, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that, and then that was my first internship before I started school. Went to school, had an internship in industry every summer after that. I was either on the mill side or on the technical sales side, selling to the mill.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. So you're technical sales selling to the mill.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as an intern, you're not doing much selling. You're mostly doing varying degrees of manual labor. Mm-hmm. But you're sort of helping the salesperson develop solutions for these paper mills. So I do all that. And then I graduate and get recruited by a company that sold enzyme-based technology that replaced petrochemical-based technology. So they had bleaching, as you mentioned earlier, they had bleaching technology that was, instead of chlorine, elemental chlorine, it was biobleaching. So it was fungus or enzymes that would bleach the pulp. So I was a process engineer for them, and I was traveling all over the place.
What type of education? Like when you went to college, what was your degree in?
Paper science.
Paper science.
Yeah, that department, at that time, it was called Paper and Bioprocess Engineering, and now it's the Department of Chemical Engineering, and the degree's still there.
All right. So it is a chemical engineering type trade.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think I did 135 credits and like 40 something credits in chemistry and 40 something in math. It was awful. I don't even know how I got through it. I think back, and there's just like months of blacking out of like, I just was under so much stress.
You went to SU for this?
It's SU and ESF. It's SUNY ESF.
Okay, yeah.
So the diploma says Syracuse and SUNY ESF on it. So I took calculus, physics, a lot of electives at Syracuse, stayed in the Syracuse dorms. And then the degree specific stuff was at ESF.
No kidding. All right. Yeah. This sounds actually very RIT. And we were talking about that
off
air.
For sure.
You know, it's that whole region is very into engineering and the sciences. And I used to work with Kodak all the time, and their chemical engineering department was one of our clients. So we'd be in there in bunny suits with these big respirating masks, and they'd have to make sure that our non-intrinsically safe material was not near the explosive gases and all this stuff. So I've been around it to respect that really smart people are doing interesting things. And it's weird when they get excited about like just these very nuanced creations that matter in their world. And I had no way of appreciating it. And honestly, for the first time, I'm starting to find a pathway to appreciate it, becoming aware of what you do, because product packaging is kind of magical.
And it's everywhere.
And it is absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
And so paper science, obviously, now that we're talking, plays into this. So at what point did you okay, I'm playing with paper. I'm playing with making paper. It is the birthplace of paper in this lab.
Right.
When did you start attaching yourself to the product that was being made and what it can do?
I got pulled into it. So I didn't want to travel for that chemical company anymore. And so I left there and just coincidentally got recruited by a company that was making boxes that had wax replacement coatings on them. So like a banana box has paraffin wax on it, and that box cannot be recycled. It has to be landfilled or burned. So most of the time that's virgin fiber. So it's first use fiber. It's a huge waste of fiber.
Yeah.
So the company I was working for at that time was called Interstate Container. Then it was DS Smith. And actually like 4 or 5 months ago, International Paper bought it. They were developing a technology that allowed for those boxes to be treated as water resistant and then also recycled. Oh. So they needed an engineer that sort of had some broad understanding of paper and coatings and manufacturing to come in and help the already existing team develop the technology and sort of add some process documentation to it. And so they hired me for that. And I worked with a small team, manufacturing people, as like one piece of the big puzzle. And those coatings were put on boxes. So I was in a box plant in a design lab managing the same thing, sort of quality testing all day. And when those patents issued and the product became commercialized, they were like, it's developed. We don't necessarily need this team anymore. And so the president and VP of HR at the time needed a salesperson to go manage an account that had some turnover. And they're like, well, Jeremy's a good option for that, because the customer specifically said they didn't want a sales guy. They wanted somebody that could technically solve problems. So the VP of HR came to me and was like, hey, I have an opportunity for you. I want you to hear about it. It's in Pennsylvania and it's sort of like sales, but you won't have to sell. It's more account management. I was like, cool. Who's the customer? And they're like, we can't tell you that.
Oh,
I was like, all right, cool. Well,
good luck with it. I mean, how do you, that's weird to me.
Well, she said, Susan Newman was her name. She had a huge impact on my career. She was like, every opportunity that's presented to you, you need to think about your career like a ball of twine rolling downhill, and it gets bigger and you pick up skills. You may not need them, but eventually you have them.
Yeah.
And she sold me on it. And I was like, okay, cool. What is it? And it turns out it was Hershey's chocolate.
Oh, come on.
They were one of the biggest customers, maybe the biggest customer at the time for Interstate Container. And they needed somebody to sort of be the person that was the face for that account. And I was like, all right, cool. I didn't know anything about printing boxes. I barely knew anything about making boxes. And so they put me in there. I'm meeting all these people, and like, there's millions of dollars of business at stake. And I'm supposed to like be the guy that helps figure that out. And
so you're a paper science expert at this point.
Yep.
And you're being forced into taking the next step into doing something with the paper.
Voluntold.
Yep. I love those.
Voluntold to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
It drives me to drink. Thinking about it again.
These memories. Oh my God. Flashbacks. PTSD.
It's like being back at Nam. No, yeah, it was, it was interesting because I was sort of in this period of my career where I was like, what is the worst that can happen?
Sure.
Like, they want me to do it. If
it doesn't work out, you got to go.
Yeah, I can do the technical thing again. And at this point in my career, I was like, I don't want to be a sales guy. I'm an engineer. That's how I see myself. And so the GM at the time, his name is Curtis Perkins, who ended up being one of my biggest advocates and being a huge mentor for me. At the time, he was like, there's no way we're going to have an engineer be the salesperson on our largest tentpole account. And like, it basically got sort of, he wasn't told to do it, but he's like, this is the guy we want to do it. And so he graciously took me under his wing and sort of taught me a lot about the industry. And I did that. I started selling on my own, opened some accounts, and then got into sales management because the sales team kind of rallied around me, and did that. And then the company got sold, and I was like, I kind of want to stay in the small company side. And so I left and started my own company. I'm like,
okay, so now you've on the job, voluntold into understanding what it means to leverage paper goods into 3-dimensional paper containers.
Yeah.
And you're just like, screw it, I'm going to go do this on my own.
I mean, there was some years and some city miles in between there, but yeah,
okay.
I got in the plan. I sort of figured out what I needed to know to sell to new customers.
Okay. What'd you need to know?
Everything about how to provide the solution that makes sense for them.
Okay.
So you have a customer that needs graphic printed stuff. There are several ways to accomplish that. And if you don't know all of the ways, you're not going to be able to provide the best options for them.
Does that backs you into understanding printing science?
Yes. Right.
Okay. Did you have to force yourself through learning that, or was that also part of the Hershey experience?
It was both. I mean, once I knew sort of, all right, I'm here. This is the mission. We're trying to improve our relationships with this customer, and we have a lot of horsepower to do a lot of the things they want to do. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to be forced to learn it. I sort of take to learning manufacturing and understanding, how the sausage is made, if you will.
Sure.
So I enjoy that. I like getting into the weeds and solving those problems and understanding all of what it takes to make Z by going back to A and sort of understanding it. So nobody had to force me to do that. I enjoyed it.
Where do you go to learn that?
You got to go to a box plant.
Okay.
I had already been to paper mills, so I kind of knew that. And then the paper goes to the box plant, and then it goes to the corrugator, and then you got sheets, and then it goes to the converting equipment.
So the paper's coming in rolls?
Yeah, it's coming in it's not a parent roll, which comes off of the paper machine. It's in a smaller roll. So they're cut down to size and length.
Got it.
And
so is that you got a parent roll and you've got a slitter that will go and chunk that down widthwise to what you're looking for?
Right.
Right. Okay. So it's not smaller necessarily in diameter or radius.
Yeah, it can be that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The core size on a paper mill is different than the core size on a corrugator. So they'll slit it down lineal feet, so thickness of the roll and also width of the roll.
Got it. Okay. So what do you do with the excess? You put on another roll?
You sell it to people that want to pay less for a narrow web or a narrow width discount. Or
how much web technology are you having to figure out? Because roll to roll web technology fascinates the heck out of me, because you've got your tension, you got your knurling, you've got all of these things. And yes, I'm geeking out on web technology right now. I've had the privilege of working with a whole bunch of web tech from the Rochester region. So did you have to figure that out, or are you relying on other people to understand that for you because that's not part of your mandate?
Everything we did was sheet fed. So none of the printing was done web fed or roll to roll. It was all the corrugator makes flat sheets.
Got it. Okay.
That are then fed into all of the converting equipment. So all
How
the
big are those sheets? Those gotta be pretty big.
The biggest press that we had was 66 by 120. That's a pretty standard size big sheet. Yeah. There are presses that have 84 by like 160 something. There's in that a big size, that outsized press size, there's sort of one-offs of any size, but most of the time it's like 66 120-ish.
That's a lot of continuous product there. So you can stamp that into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, if it's a 1-out, you've got a big display body. If it's a 60-out, you got a small little box. You want to use as much of that square footage as you can, but not everything that feeds a press is 66 by 120.
Yeah.
It's whatever makes the most efficient use of the paper.
Got it. Okay. All right. Sorry, everybody, to geek out on that.
You guys can come back now.
Yeah. Welcome to our party. So so this is interesting though. So you understand all of this now, and
Mhm.
you're naturally curious, which it's funny. I was having a conversation earlier today with somebody about the, natural curiosity, and the people who are passionate about something from natural curiosity usually are the winners in that.
Yeah, because you enjoy the walk, you
Yeah.
enjoy the journey, not just getting there.
Yeah. So that's really interesting that you're out there succeeding in a paper boxing space.
Mhm.
And it seems like you're just genuinely happy about it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
fun
cool.
and interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have a business until you have a business.
Right.
You have parted ways with the now rolled up into a conglomerate, bigger guy.
Yeah.
God bless you. You guys go on to do your thing.
Right.
You're going to start your own thing.
Yeah.
What are the steps that you took to quote unquote start your own thing? Because I could tell you right now, if my friend wants to start a plumbing business, I can help him. That's pedestrian. I can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could start a manufacturing business from scratch.
It's a funny story, actually. When I left, my wife was like, why don't you start brokering boxes, meaning buying and reselling them? And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like,
Are there box brokers?
Yeah, it's a huge part of the industry. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't want to do that. You got to know like a lot about manufacturing, and like you got to manage the customers. You got to have a big cash reserve in case people don't pay you. I don't want to do that. And then a year later, my buddy, Dan Dahl, who was one of the first box accounts I ever opened, and now we're very close friends. He was like, hey, have you ever thought about brokering boxes? I got home and I was like, hey, honey, I want you to hear what I just heard. Maybe the best idea I've ever heard. Dan, who she knows Dan, wants me to start brokering boxes. And she's like, are you kidding me right now? Dan told you that? I told you that a year ago and you told me it was a bad idea. Now Dan tells you that and it's a great idea. So that's a fun running joke. Every time it comes up, it gets a smile. But yeah, it was those two people basically convincing me to do it. And Dan was like, I got this box and I don't trust some of the other people that are quoting it. Can you just double check if the pricing is good?
Okay.
I was like, all right, sure. And so we quoted it and our price was good. And he's like, all right, good. Well, can you just place the order for me? I was like, all right, I'll do that. And that's sort of how it started.
So are you still brokering or are you manufacturing?
We're doing both.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a national footprint. So we have contract partners all over the place.
Okay.
Because for us to make a box in Florida and send it to Seattle makes no sense.
Right.
So we have negotiated contract pricing with a lot of our vendors so that what we sell the box for is market price so that our customers aren't paying more to work with us.
Got it. And so if somebody in Seattle sold, will they also, for a Florida end user, would they call you?
Yeah. If our capabilities fit what they needed, they would. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And so, yeah, I mean, it was just like brokering boxes and then buying equipment and then bringing on people and getting office space. And now we're here. And I just closed May and we're up 52% this year over last year.
Holy crow.
So, yeah.
Well, that's interesting because people are hinting at the idea that the economy might be shaky and down. And
yeah, we're not a big player. So market share is easy for us to get. I mean,
got it. Okay.
We're not doing 9 figures or 10 figures, but we're doing 7 figures in sales. So 52% is big for us.
Sure.
But it's not like, if International Paper said they were doing 52% in growth, you'd be like, that makes no sense because there's just not that many more boxes out there.
Right.
But we're sort of taking market share from
International Paper, maybe
perhaps or other established companies, or we're getting new entrants into the market that aren't going to those vendors.
Sure.
And they're coming to us.
They might want more boutique relationship.
Yeah. Or they want somebody to handle their stuff that will give them attention. A lot of times if you're small and you go to a big company, you just, by virtue of your size, you're not going to get attention.
I think that's what I meant by boutique is, they can actually talk to you.
Yep.
Your people are probably more accessible.
Yeah. You try and call us on the phone, you'll get Addie, who runs the office.
Yeah. That's charming, actually.
Yeah. You can reach out to me on Instagram too. I mean,
that's what I did
at Box Builder.
Yeah. We'll go through all that by the end of this whole thing. So I'm curious because this is all stuff, I spend a lot of time in the space that I spend time in, and in the manufacturing space, we've had a lot of really great clients, but every manufacturer, depending on what they're making, has to have a different sales strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And so for you, so now you're making and you're brokering, and I conceptually understand that another manufacturer is likely the end user for you. They're going to package their thing to sell it, ship it, that type of stuff.
Or brand. They might not make it, but they're the ones selling it.
Fair, right. And so with all of that in mind, you've got to find those people, or they need to find you. How do you start a business that now can make boxes and get your boxes to market?
Yeah. One at a time.
Okay.
I mean, when we started, it was all word of mouth and customer referrals. In fact, for the first 5 years, it was all 100% word of mouth, customer referral, word of mouth and customer referral.
Okay.
I said mouse because we're,
we're all near Disney. That's fine.
We literally did not have a dollar spent on marketing or advertising or sales. It was just, Joe telling John, telling Sally, telling Becky.
Really?
Yes.
So that means at some level you were remarkable, because there are substitutes for you. There's other box builders.
Sure.
There's also like Uline. You could go to Uline and just get piles of stuff and then fake it, right?
There's a place for them.
There's a place for them. But if you want to have more control, have a brand that gets recognized in the packaging, all of that, you're going to have to go to a shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. But you clearly had to have some unique differentiator. Is it the fact that I could get to your office manager, or is there something else going on where people are like, you got to meet these people?
I think it's maybe both. I think one thing I said the other day without thinking about it, but I think it really is resonating with our brands, is a lot of people say they are interested in the success of their customers. Mm-hmm. We are deeply terrified for our customers. We are deeply concerned about our customers. We want our customers to have all of the information, the best price, absolute best solution, no matter what, because I know them personally. I own the company. I know them personally. We don't just care. We are deeply concerned about our customers. And I think for a period of time, that was sort of an internal thing we talk about. And it's not something we market, but I think brands felt that. Especially the ones that started, and they could call me at 7:00 at night. The CEO is like, "Hey, I had this idea. What do you think?" And I'm spending 45 minutes on the phone with them Friday night.
Are you solving just box problems, or are you as a peer, because they own a business, you own a business, are you going deeper?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. You've got a freight issue. You've got whatever personnel issue. I mean, I'm just a fan of the deal and doing business.
Yeah, same.
So like, I'm interested in their problems. If we've had the same one, if we haven't yet, we're probably going to.
Fair.
So like, I enjoy having peers, even though they're not selling boxes, they're selling whatever, chocolate, whatever. I like hearing their problems.
Yeah.
Because I think it's pretty lonely managing a business and owning a business.
It can be.
And so if your vendors or your friends or your partners, that resonates. And that's not something I thought of as like a competitive advantage.
It happens.
It just is interesting. Yeah. It's fun, So that's probably why people were telling their friends about it. I mean, what it comes down to is somebody says, do you know a guy that makes boxes, or do you know a box guy? People are either going to think of you or they're not.
Yeah.
So our job is to make it the only option to tell people about.
So undeniable that you're the only name that comes up.
Stop right there. I'm going to send an email because I don't want to forget. You got to talk to Jeremy. You got to talk to Addie. You got to talk to Greg. And I think that's like sort of how we do it. Now we have, marketing, and we don't run ads, but marketing and salespeople.
What's that look like for you? How are you marketing?
We have, over the course of the time I've been in business, I have worked with a dozen marketing companies.
Okay.
And one of them has been the best. Can I shout them out here?
Do it.
Yeah. Your Design Base. Becky English has done a tremendous job for us.
Hi, Becky. Good job.
Yeah. Good work, Becky. Her nickname's Beans.
I suppose I don't want to know why, but keep going.
I don't even know if I know why.
Oh, fair.
In fact, I'm not going to ask now.
There you go.
But they have really captured our voice, which is sort of informative, irreverent, very much not the way publicly traded big companies do it.
Yeah. It's funny because I saw your Instagram and I'm like, is this box badassery? What's going on here? It was just, there's something so cool about the content on your Instagram. I'm like, I think I'm a box fan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just, I think authenticity, especially when it's sort of counter mainstream, like the box industry is the most boring industry from a marketing perspective. Go look at I challenge anybody out there, go look at International Paper, WestRock, any of the big companies for marketing, and they're boring, so boring. So we just try to not be boring. If people are going to look at marketing, at least make it interesting. Even if they hate it, make it something.
Well, it's interesting. My kids, thank God they don't do this anymore, but they used to go to YouTube and watch unboxing videos.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually had a problem with like blind bags in my family, right? You know what a blind bag is?
I don't.
Okay. It's one of those, it's a cello wrap or it's like a foil wrap product. Maybe let's take Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Collect one of 12 and you don't know what's in the darn bag.
Yes, I do know.
And so you feel it. Is it Tails? Is it Knuckles?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And you open it up and you're like, it's another Sonic. Ah! So you got to go buy the next $5 bag.
Brilliant marketing. And
right.
Brilliant business
yeah.
idea.
And so there's all these terribly produced YouTube videos of you, frequently adults, and you just see their big meaty hands with these little voices, and they're opening it like, oh my God, it's another Sonic. And the kids watch this stuff, but they're not the only ones. Like there's unboxing videos, and some of them I've had to watch. Like, oh, are we going to buy this new $10,000 camera?
Right.
I want to see somebody go and get the new Sony whatever and open it up. I want to see all the accessories.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how it powers on, because maybe I can't fly up to B&H Photo up in New York where I want to buy it.
Right.
So that unboxing video saves me a huge headache, which I appreciate. But I've found that when I rarely do watch these, the ones that have the great packaging feel better. They feel more important.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is something about packaging when done right that sets a tone.
For sure.
And I wonder if you're willing to be, and I consider your brand, like there's a cool, playful thing happening with your brand, but it feels like a celebration of the tone of what a package can produce.
Yeah. Yeah. We get real excited about boxes. We really do. We have a whole YouTube channel dedicated to like me getting excited or pissed off about what people do to their product packaging.
I've only seen the excited ones. You actually get pissed off in some of the videos?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's like 85 videos and the first ones are like barely watchable, but yeah, there's been times where I'm like, you guys are like, this really pisses me off. Like, please reach out to me and explain to me why you allowed this decision to happen, because it's not the brands making these choices. It is the packaging companies and their designers making these choices without any thought, in my perspective, about what the product goes through. We had a recent one. It was actually Pathfinder, who we're working with. They have a box that has an insert. The bottle is glass. It goes into a box, but the box is too big for the bottle. So it has an insert that's sized for the bottle, but it doesn't do its job of holding the bottle. I'm going to get mad talking about it.
Oh no.
You can go see it, but the bottle literally falls through the insert.
Come on.
And I'm like,
that's useless.
It's so bad that the video is PG. And after the video, I forgot to turn the camera off. And I was like, this is terrible.
Oh,
and
wow.
The editor left it in. So at the very end of that, you can hear my whole thought. It's like 30 seconds of what I really feel about it.
Hey, editor, good job.
Yeah. Right. So, I do get mad because I know what is capable and I know what is reasonably smart to do, especially shipping glass direct to consumer. And when I see somebody that's like not even thinking about it, you can tell they're just like, whatever. They're not thinking through what the customer has to do to put it together, to ship it, or the experience for their customer. It's just like, it bothers me.
I can tell it bothers you.
I'm like getting mad thinking about that.
Take a sip, chill out. Yeah.
The brown water.
Yeah. The brown water sometimes is useful. Hopefully it doesn't rile you up. No. So yeah, that is absolutely fascinating that you get that passionate about it. So tell me a little bit about like, I don't know if you can talk about your client base, but I've seen some of the packages that you guys are claiming that's yours, which I know it is. And they're beautiful. They're really well done. So I know you're making them. Who's designing them?
So we do it one of three ways. We have in-house pre-press and graphics, so we can do the brand design.
Okay.
Most of the time, the brands get to us after they have brand assets. So most of the colors, iconography, fonts, all that is done by the brands.
Sure.
And then we design the packaging structure with their branding moments in mind. So they're like,
but it's in mind. So if they send you an item, let's say it's another piece of glass and it's tall and thin, like maybe a whiskey bottle that we just had, that's tall and thin. So if they send you an asset that's tall and thin, but not quite the right dimensions, are you going and redoing the packaging to fit their graphics, or are you redoing the graphics to fit the packaging? How's that all interact?
That is sort of a discussion.
Okay.
Most of the time we send a sized die line to them and a sample so they can see.
Okay. So they should design to something that you're expecting.
And then we'll do a printed mock-up too. That is their art put on the box. So in some instances they will say this piece of copy is too small, too big, too left, too right.
Yeah.
Most of the time during our pre-press, we'll do all of the is the image there? Is the font there? Is it centered? All that stuff. But we're trying not to make decisions that are brand decisions.
Right.
We're making pre-production decisions. So most of the time the brands are doing the placement and then give us guidance on, hey, we want this flap to open this way. Sure.
Well, and that's what brand guidelines are for. That way you're on the hook to follow their lead, obviously. Now, one of the things that I was thinking about, I've had to deal with palletized product in the past. And so a lot of what you're creating is going to, if shipped in bulk, have weight concerns and palletization packaging concerns. Is that all a factor in what the work that you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Part of our sort of introduction to brands is asking, is this direct to consumer? Is it going to retail? Is it both? What is the expected reality for the product and how it's going to be shipped? So if it's a retail product, you have to assume that it's going to be double stacked on a truck that undergoes, truck violence, like slamming on the brakes, going over bumps, hard curves, stuff like that. But you're not going to get the Ace Ventura treatment, which is the guy kicking the box down the hallway. So those require different things. With trucks, you have typically higher stacking strength because they're being stacked and loaded that way. For direct to consumer, you want to have a lot more internal protection because there is no up or down in the mail system. It just is box in truck.
Yeah.
So those are things that we think about. We do ISTA testing. We're not an ISTA lab, but we do sort of the.
What is that?
ISTA is, you're going to put me on the spot. It's like something Transport Association. It's
okay. So
it's like packaging testing.
It's a standards for trucking.
Yeah. There's parcel and truck. So there's ISTA 2, ISTA 6. There's like ISTA Walmart, ISTA Amazon. But those are standard test protocols to evaluate the strength of a box in a certain distribution chain. So on a truck at retail. So we can do those tests, or we can outsource the tests and then give you the official. But even Amazon now is going away from requiring official testing. You can do a self-test for ships in own container. This is very in the weeds, but.
Well, this is interesting to me though. And I like how in the weeds it is, because somebody who's watching this going, I have a product that's going through rapid prototype right now. We have investors and we can go to market, but somebody's probably sitting there going, oh my God, I didn't realize packaging has all of this involved, which is new time cost. It's new experts that have to be involved. And it's probably also a new development cost. Like what, if I came to you with a new widget that weighs about a pound and it's smaller than a bread box. And I said, hey, I got to ship 40 of these per pallet minimum because blah, blah, blah reason with Amazon. You can partner with me to solve that problem. What does that conversation look like? And, do you bury that in the cost, or is there a consulting fee with that? Like where do the line items fall?
We have a very established, very public policy on this. My policy is, throughout the design and quoting process, if we have not earned your business, we do not deserve it. So for you to bring us a widget, for us to design it, sample it, quote it, $0.
Seriously?
When you pay us for the boxes, that is when you're a customer. You pay us for the boxes or the tooling and the shipping, and that's it. Development cost with us is a cost of doing business. And that is an example or an opportunity for us to show you how good we are.
Wow. So you're literally, you're auditioning at the dance right
now.
now.
And we're going to show you why we're the best. You're not going to have another option at the end of this pipeline because you're going to be like, well, they're too good. Like they know what they're doing. So we don't charge for that.
That's incredible. And, boy, that feels risky. However, I know based on your confidence that you're that good, obviously it must be mitigated low risk, but I mean, could they walk away with the design?
I tell them that in the beginning.
They could?
Yeah. I say, we're going to give you structures and die lines at the end of this. If we've won your business, we'll sell you the boxes. If you haven't been satisfied, take our die lines and quote it somewhere else. Use our work and go get it somewhere else. And sometimes they do.
What's the percentage?
That specific percentage I can tell you, but I don't have it offhand.
Yeah, no, just ballpark it.
It's probably single digits.
I love it. So, and this is the type of thing that I get excited about on the show, right? Now, by the way, I'm totally loving this and geeking out on boxes now, which feels awesome and weird all at the same time.
I'm glad to be the ambassador for boxes.
Yeah. So good. But I mean, so somebody is listening to this and they're like, I don't understand why I'm listening to boxes, but I'm still listening about boxes. But that tack right there where I will earn your business, ask me for one dance at the dance, you'll never want to date anybody else.
That's right.
Right. That gravitas to your offer clearly is backed up by capability.
Yeah.
So if you're highly capable, it might be the right, depending on the market, the right sales tack to go, I'll do all the design.
Mm-hmm.
I'll set you up. I'll give it to you. You can own it.
Yep.
You're not shopping anywhere else. I already know that.
There's a reason Google's email is free. It's like, because it's just good stuff.
Right.
Also, they sell your data, but
we're not doing that. I was going to say, yeah, with most of these, like Facebook's free too, but somehow I think I've
not the greatest analogy, Jeremy, but I think the point is clear.
Yeah. Here's another not great analogy. Hey, try this little bag of
the
stuff.
first taste is free.
Yeah, first one's always free. But at the same time, though, that is a time-tested principle. Like, hey, if this is so addictively good, and of course you have a positive product, you're going to help their product show well, ship well, deliver with a little pomp and circumstance. And I think that's what I fall in love with is the pomp and circumstance. There is just something, and I mentioned those brands earlier, the Apple and the DJIs. A good packaging experience feels like somebody rolled the red carpet out just for you.
There's data to support that the same product shipped in a brown box versus shipped in a purposefully branded box has a perceived value of greater than 30% more.
Well, look at all of the boxes that you can subscribe to now. There's Butcher Box and there's Threads or something like that. And there's all these clothing subscriptions. I got a man crate. Have you ever seen a man crate?
Yeah. Does that one come in wood?
It comes in a wood crate.
That's cool.
And in the package on top of it is a pry bar.
That's right. Month. I got my dad one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've gotten 3 of these. One was whiskey and cigars. One was this one was cool. It was an ammo box that you have to assemble and turn into a radio, and it's a Bluetooth radio.
That is
this
cool.
thing. It was best Father's Day gift I've ever gotten.
I'll see you in 5 hours when I'm done with this radio.
Well, and the thing is, I did it with the kids.
Oh, that's
we
cool.
built it together, so we had to talk about the electronics, and we talked about what the batteries mean, and what is Bluetooth and how's that work, and all of that was a huge discussion, and they got to screw in all the screws with me. It was really a great experience, but that box set the tone. And so we were prying it open, you're hearing the cracking. So I got this in 2021. Still have the box.
Yeah.
I still have the crate.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about that. That is one of the qualifiers they want from our boxes. They say, we don't want it to just be thrown away. We want somebody to keep it, to put stuff in.
Right.
Which is always interesting to me because most of the time I'm tearing boxes apart anyways, just to see what they're like, but people cherish them.
Well, if you think about it, like I'll stop at a store, like, we actually have a lot of fake plants around the office here. And in the fake plants, you put that fake moss to kind of pad it, right?
Yeah.
And so we got 5 new fake plants a couple months ago. And Greg, the CEO upstairs, he's like, Josh, next time you're over at Best Buy, or not Best Buy, what is it? Bed Bath & Beyond, just pick up some of that stuff. So I'm like, I'm never there. So I'm going to have to make a special trip. I actually ran down to Michael's, which is down the street. And I got that stuff and I'm walking through and there was this, I don't know, $12 bin that I could put my mail in. And so I'm paying $12 for a bin that I can put my mail in. And I still have it and I paid $12 for it. Well, my bin for mail and business cards at home are boxes from watches that I've been given. And they're gorgeous.
Yes,
they're really nice. Yep. I didn't pay $12 for them. I was gifted a beautiful watch that I do not wear anymore. But the box is on my desk holding business cards.
Yeah, that is a perfect example of that.
Right? So I paid $12 for a nice item, but what I like more is the watch box.
Yeah. Yeah. Apple changed the game.
All day.
Hands down.
Hands down.
The requirement for product packaging aesthetic has never been higher.
Yeah.
You can't get away with shipping your product in a brown box and expect to be considered premium. You just can't.
And it's the premium expectation that is the really interesting thing, because you could compete on price. You could be maybe you've got an inelastic good. Maybe it's everybody can't live without it, and you can skimp on packaging as long as it's not damaged. Everybody needs toilet paper, plastic around your toilet paper. Fine. We all need it. I don't need an Apple Macintosh experience to open my toilet paper.
However, there are direct-to-consumer toilet paper brands that differentiate themselves by printing the boxes aesthetically.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
For the premium perspective.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're selling to a discerning consumer. And it is just fascinating what's setting the tone. We do events here at the office in Studio A sometimes. And there is a difference between when we already have the food out and the jazz playing, and when people have made it into the room before I could put the food out and the jazz is playing. We've set the tone for their expectation by the atmosphere, or we haven't. And so when they get in, it's way too casual if I don't have the stuff out. And, some of the branding up and stuff, we do a little dog and pony show. But if people have either I'm late or they're early, and they're not there for it, you can tell the entire experience is devalued.
You think that the experience feels less than when they don't walk into it?
Correct.
Interesting.
Correct. And I think if I get a package in the mail, or I'm presented a package that comes in built for pomp and circumstance, my experience is elevated. But, if I got a really nice watch shipped in an Amazon bubble wrap, I open it, I put it on the table, and then somebody later puts it in a nice box for me to take it back out of, the experience is over. I've lost.
You're right. That's a very good way to put it. You're right.
Yeah. So so I look at, I live in marketing world. All of this is marketing. Like the whole thing, other than protecting your product, you guys are you are the gatekeeper to some of the most important marketing a product has.
Our marketing manager, Becky, made a post about this. I forget it's on our LinkedIn. I forget the exact phrasing, but it was, packaging is the only marketing outreach that reaches 100% of your customers, something like that.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's right.
You don't think about it, we're like, oh yeah.
Because they are already customers.
They're already customers.
100% of them. Yeah. That is, you are guaranteeing that everybody gets the same brand experience because of your packaging.
And I've been doing this 23 years and I never heard that, but she's 100% right.
She is 100% right. Yeah.
It really kind of shifted how I think about packaging as marketing, even though that's sort of our whole thing. But that one note, that one sentiment, shifted how I think about it.
Well, and you think about brand loyalty, it is the top of the game to have loyal brand aficionados. In any game, in any market. You want people who sing your praises. And so, to just re-support that notion, if you've got one shot with your product to build a raving fan, you've got one shot with your product across the board.
Right.
You might not get another sale from that person if you don't wow them out the gate. So as long as your product is already superior, why not make the experience superior with the packaging that says, you've made a good decision. You are part of a club. We see you and you see us. I mean, all that can be said with the brand packaging.
We even get even more detailed. We had a brand that really embraced some of the new technology coming out with digital printing, where there's variable data. We had a brand, Recess, one of our first big brands. We started out when...
What does Recess make?
They make CBD plus other things. They started out with CBD seltzer.
Okay.
And now they make mocktails, which are tremendous, actually. They're available in Target and all over the place. And they make some other things. The whole conceit of the business is like products supporting mental health.
Okay.
Ben Whitty is the CEO. He's a master in the CPG game. We started out with them pretty early in their start. And one of the things they did probably better than anyone I've seen is leverage packaging to bring the experience to their customer. They did an influencer campaign that I forget how many it was. Let's call it 100. They made 100 boxes specific to each individual. They printed the individual's name and said, "Hey, Julie, your recess is here. Enjoy." And we leveraged digital print. So we made 100 pieces. Each box was different. Each box was specific. And it blew up social media. So we love it when brands leverage the technology. And the way we operate with digital printing, we batch those together. So you paid 100-piece price for 100 individual boxes. And they sent us the artwork, so there wasn't any like ton of work for us for pre-press.
Sure.
But we like to do those things. It's fun. And it went crazy on social media. This is like maybe 2021 or 22, something like that.
But it's just so smart.
Oh, they're like, how did this, it blew people's minds. They're like, this is my name on this box.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, and Coke is trying to do that in a generic way right now because every summer they do, it's like dude, it's sis, bro, it's sis. Yeah. I mean, I've got a whole thing of dudes at the house right now. I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy the dude pack. Why not? And I don't know if they deliberately did that, but I got like 36 Diet Cokes that all say dude right now. Which, you know, I do love the Big Lebowski. So
the dude abides.
Yeah, the dude does abide. But they could never at scale get your actual name on there. Jeremy's not going to show up on Jeremy's. Josh is not going to show up on Josh's.
Yeah.
But at the 100, that's doable. Can you do, I mean, are you shipping as well? Or are you giving it to them to ship?
We typically don't ship. There's a few customers where we will do some of that finishing for them. But most of the time the product shipped to the brand or their 3PL or their co-pack or whatever. And then they exist out from there. Yeah.
Cause you know, I'm aware in the shipping world, there's something called EDDM and there's other ways of taking what you've done and then also include the shipping information, which I'm sure you could probably print if you orchestrated that.
Yeah.
You know, and that would be interesting to take it even a step further is like, okay, well, you know, we can get it to them too, but that's, sometimes you got to let the expert do the expert thing. And the expert who is into shipping is probably the right person to handle that. But yeah, personalization is the coolest.
It's so cool. When you get anything with your name on it, it's like,
which is really weird because at the same time, it's just your name on it, but it does feel like they're talking, but it's your name. Yeah. It feels like they're talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, it's that whole red carpet thing. You know, it's everybody likes their 15 minutes of fame. I've been written up in newspapers. I don't know. How old are you? 39, right? So I'm sure you've had that experience where you get your name in a periodical of some kind. And after a while you would think it would wear off where it's like, you know, the 400th time you're in a newspaper, like, oh, whatever. No, every time I'm like, look at me. I'm in the paper. I'm like a little kid at 45 years old.
Yeah.
It's the coolest.
You know how important someone's name is to them when you call them the wrong name because it's crushing. You're like, oh man.
I know.
Even, no matter how old you are, you're like, oh man, he called me, you know, Jerome or whatever, or Steve, and that my name's Jeremy. And you're like, oh man.
I know. Yeah, I get Jason a lot for me. I don't know why. I must look like a Jason.
I get Jerry. When I say Jeremy, I don't articulate, and they're like, okay, Jerry. So
is that the Western New York influence?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
I started using J at Starbucks because they would have a latte on the counter and screaming Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. And I'm like, this Jerry guy needs to get his friggin' latte.
You know what I use at Starbucks if I go to Starbucks? Bandit Healer.
Bandit Healer.
Yeah, he's the dad on Bluey.
Yeah, Bluey, right.
Yeah, I'm glad you knew that. Yeah.
Did you know that 11% of all Disney Plus is streaming Bluey?
Come on.
11% of all streams for Disney Plus is Bluey.
I really am jealous of the people at Ludo Studios. I adored the people at Little Airplane. If you ever saw that, are you into animation at all? Or
I don't know. I for some reason know the reference, but I couldn't tell you what it's from.
So Little Airplane had this hilariously odd show called Ubi. Did you ever see Ubi?
No, my buddy's nickname is Ubi though.
Really? Yeah. So it's little hands with eyeballs on them. and they would talk to each other, but it wasn't even animation. It was human hands. Great manicures. I couldn't do it. I have
low production value.
Yeah, low production value, little puppet sets, but it was just hands. And it was called Ubi. And even with like some of the characters didn't even really talk. They were just like it was really.
Why does this sound familiar? When did this come out?
I don't know. It was the 2000s, I think. So, I mean, this was at a point where my now 16-year-old would have been like infant level, right? But it was a company called Little Airplane, and they eventually did the I'm blanking on the name of it. It was a hamster, it was a duck, and it was something else, and they were all in a classroom, and there were these little superheroes, and the writing was good. It was actually, it was good for the kids. It was visually appropriate. There were little lessons in there, but there was the occasional wink and nod to the fact that mom and dad were in the room and they were bored to tears.
Yes.
And so they had to do something for mom and dad without making a sex joke. Right. And they just did well. And so Ludo Studios is like up leveling off of Little Airplane. Like, I can't believe. And so I've seen every Bluey episode. I'm not even going to lie. Have you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's on. I have an 11 and a 9-year-old. So I'm
Yeah.
sure I've seen some of them.
They're probably a little past the age, so I've got a 7-year-old.
Okay.
I'm 16, 12 and 7, but actually my 16 and 12, I catch sneaking Bluey.
Yeah, sure.
Because it is somehow universal.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Right. I see myself in Bandit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Shannon is my wife. She, I'll take the kids out somewhere and she'll go, "Is this the pool episode again?" And do you know the episode?
I vaguely do know the episode.
Bandit doesn't bring any of the supplies. There's no sunscreen. There's no life preservers. There's no toys. There's no snacks. There's no waters. And I'm like, "Come on, kids. We're going swimming." I put the humans in the water.
Yeah.
And she's like, "But they need all of the things."
Right.
And I'm like, "Man, that's too many things." And then later I figure out at least they're accustomed to all those too many things, and it all blows up in my face. So I'll take them to like, I don't know, Walmart for a 10-minute run to get something. And she's like, "Is this the pool episode again?"
We have a problem not wearing shoes. So my kids will get in the car to go somewhere with no shoes on.
We actually had that experience once.
Yeah.
Yep. Will got into the car and he was just barefoot.
Yep.
No
big deal. I'll just go in the store with no shoes on. No, that's like not allowed. You can't do that.
But that's a very Florida thing.
For sure.
How long have you guys been in Florida?
I mean, I was born in Jacksonville and then we moved back in 2019.
Oh, okay. All right. And you're over in Melbourne now.
Yeah, we live Satellite Beach.
Oh, come on. That's a great area.
Oh, it's amazing.
Have you found Bizarro's Pizza?
Yes.
Yeah. Which one do you go to though?
Usually the one in Indy Atlantic.
Yes.
Cash only.
Yes. That is the legit original best pizza in Florida.
Great. There's not enough room for 3 people to stand in line.
I know.
Out the door. Cash only. Yeah.
What's your go-to slice?
I pull from the slice bin. So I get a grandma slice and a white slice.
What's a grandma slice?
It's like a square, like almost margarita style.
Oh yeah.
With a little bit thicker crust.
Yep. I've had that one. Yeah. So they were doing an eggplant Parmesan one for a while. And I was like, I like eggplant Parmesan. Let me try that. It was better than mine. I make an eggplant Parmesan. It was better than mine on a pizza. I'm like, okay, I'm sold. So I haven't seen it in a while because we go back at least 5 or 6 times a year.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm like Friday tomorrow. I'm going to be over there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm literally going your direction tomorrow so I can have pizza and go walk on the beach.
Nice.
And that one's really good. Actually, they're just classic pepperoni is actually quite solid.
You got to get it well done.
Yeah.
You got to tell them well done.
Yep.
That's the way.
Yep. Actually, they're white pizza. You've had the white pizza?
Yeah, it's great.
It's wonderful.
It's great.
Yeah. So, hey, Bizarros. So, they recently sold.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So far as I know, at least it's the understanding I had. Mr. Bizarro, which I thought it was totally like a Dr. Demento type comment. Like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bizarro,
It's
Batman,
Bizarros. Yeah. Maybe Weird Al.
No, it's like Gianno Bizarro.
It says the actual last name. I met the nephew of the owner one day. I'm standing there in shorts and flip flops, no shirt. I don't even know why they let me in. I think you're supposed to have a shirt. But anyhow, I'm buying a couple of whole pizzas at that point. So I think they just wanted the money. And I'm talking to a guy from Harris RF and L3 Harris.
Yeah.
Big defense contractor. He's in a suit. I'm in flip flops and shorts buying pizza. He's buying pizza. Exchanging, he's giving me his business card. Of course, I have no business card at that point, but I'm networking in the middle of Bizarros.
Right.
And he happens to know, he happens to know the owner. And he pulls the nephew out and we're just all talking about New York style pizza. And
that's cool.
I think the nephew bought it. which means it's still,
that's good.
I hope.
That makes you feel good.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Keep the weirdo and bizarre.
Absolutely. Actually, I don't know how weird they are. They're so New York though. Have you seen
I'm just
them get
saying
into fights
bizarre.
in the back?
I haven't seen them get in the fights.
It's not really fights. It kind of reminds me of Orange County Choppers when like the Tuttles would like get at each other, but then they could still go out and have dinner.
Sure. Yep.
Like they have disagreements over like how long a slice was in or something. And it's the most Manhattan thing I've ever seen, or actually like Brooklyn Bronx.
Right.
It's so good.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. They keep that for the dinner rush. I usually go for lunch.
On subject, do you make pizza boxes?
We can. Typically pizza boxes are super commoditized. And we try to play on the more value side.
Yeah.
Funny story. We did quote Bizarro's pizza boxes for somebody else.
Oh.
I don't know, 5-6 months ago, but I've never approached a pizza company to sell them boxes. We usually just do it through somebody else. So,
I can't imagine opening the box and getting the instructions out. And, it is very commoditized. I see that.
Yeah. It's like not the business you start to get into.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was frustrated that I was watching my mom try to like break a box over her knee to fit it in the recycling bin. Because in New York, the recycling bins were those little boxes that you would put out. It wasn't the big totes that we have.
Oh, yeah.
now.
Yeah. The little like square.
Yeah. And so she's trying to fit it so it completely compressed in. And we got an extra large box. It's just not happening.
No.
Not without a razor blade. And so I was convinced I was going to be the first person to engineer a collapsible pizza box. So I was 5-6 years old, figuring out perforations and all of this stuff. Complete fail, waste of time. I had the best time because I had to eat a lot of pizza.
Yeah. For science.
Yeah, for science, right? Because I could have asked a pizza shop for some, maybe even bought them in bulk from them. Because
absolutely not.
No, I just had to keep buying pizza.
Right.
That is the glory of being young and not knowing how I could have done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was convinced that was going to be a thing. And I noticed nobody's figured that out.
It's the least material possible to just get it to your door.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So any specialty gluing or any of that stuff is like just cost for no reason.
Yeah.
And those guys are just doing it all day, making those pizza boxes. Domino's, the big guys, there has been some innovation in those. If you order one and then order something from your small, like Bizarro's, where they have the standard pizza box, you'll see that there's some difference in those. But there's not been like tremendous innovation because like, why?
Has the QR code affected you at all? That was it's an old technology, but the pandemic just made that all the rage and it re-enlivened this old tech. I'm sure it's being printed on your boxes, but has that affected anything other than basic printing?
No, not really. I mean, we can, we go as far as printing it and then the brands sort of take it from there. The only thing that we sort of played with was augmented reality.
Oh,
with
tell
regard
me more.
to QR codes. So we were working with a brand. It never went anywhere, but we were working with a brand where they would print a QR code that would then bring up like an ad, like a live ad.
That's really interesting.
And that the goal there is to like get a bunch of metadata from the customer when they do it. But
sure.
That kind of came and went. I don't know where all that went, but
augmented reality, I think there was a push for it for a little bit. And then I really feel like the advent of the meta glasses that, they haven't come to their full potential yet. There's so much more that's going to come from that. But I think when that type of tech is more universally adopted, where you could glance at something and then the QR gives you the option to activate an AR so that you could, the picture in my head right now is like Star Wars, the original New Hope, first one from 77, I think.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, right. So that scene, and also when he's playing that version of chess.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And so it's all the holograms moving around. When are we going to have that pop up on a pizza box?
Oh, interesting.
Right. I think there might be even box technology. Like if you watch somebody play Dungeons and Dragons, there's a lot of like 3-dimensional box type things that end up on their board.
Mm-hmm.
At what point would a box design, when you start opening it up, have some kind of a QR that triggers AR that actually interacts with the walls and the elements inside something?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all coming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why wouldn't it be coming?
It's pretty low cost. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to develop that, but in terms of printing a QR code to create an experience, it's one of the lower cost ways to do it.
Yeah. So it would just take the designers on the AR side to understand the design on the packaging side so that it would actually be a more cohesive experience. It's not just a flat surface, but it's with all the surfaces.
Yeah, there's some movement involved with the box.
Yeah.
The AR.
Yeah, I could see it happening. I know some 3D people for you. Ironically, at RIT. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Small world.
It's a very small world.
Smaller every discussion.
Yeah, it's off camera, everybody. We were discovering that we're both kind of akin to and attached to the Western New York, Central New York world. I didn't realize how much of an accent I have, but he identified it within 3 seconds.
It's I have a buddy, Steve Z. He plays rugby with me. He has the same voice as you.
Really?
He's from Rochester. Yeah.
Well, tell Steve Z I said hello.
I will.
And we'll all have to share a garbage plate at some point.
Yeah, I was talking about those last night.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your take on garbage plates?
I mean, for a certain period of time or a certain segment of your drunken evening, it's the best thing available. But then when you look at it in certain light, you're like, why am I doing this?
I know. So somebody was telling me it's 3,500 calories per plate.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's really bad for you. We used to, I went to the Charles Finney High School in Penfield, New York.
Okay.
And our baseball team, for whatever reason, thought it would be hilarious to, before a game, we knew we had every opportunity to destroy the other team. We would see how many plates we could get in and then go play.
Oh,
yeah.
There's nothing I would want to do less than that.
Yeah. So you got 12 to 15 guys having 1 to 2 garbage plates each.
Oh.
And then a half hour later taking the field.
Do people know what a garbage plate is?
I don't know. I mean, you describe it. Go for it.
It's so think of like a standard diner plate, and it's got potato salad, or is it noodle salad?
Yeah, it's a macaroni salad.
Macaroni
usually.
salad.
Yeah, cold mac salad.
It's got a hot dog. There's
cold baked beans in mine usually.
Beans.
Yep.
There's like a chili sauce or something.
Yeah, so I've always called it a meat sauce.
Meat sauce.
Yeah.
And then noodles, right?
Okay, so mine is usually built. So you got most of it because it's the mac salad, the baked beans, and also either French fries or home fries. That's
okay.
Like the base.
Right.
And then the hot dog, and a lot of them, the places give you a choice of meat. So I would do a cheeseburger and a hot dog on top, and then of course the meat sauce. Now I've made this. Have you ever made it?
No.
Okay, so 80-20 ground beef in a pot, a little bit of water, cayenne pepper, Frank's Red Hot, bay leaf, salt, pepper, stew for like 12 hours. So now it just completely decomposes.
It's almost like the Skyline chilies.
It's very similar. It's
Ohio,
thicker, but very similar.
Yeah.
Then you dump that over the top of that whole plate. Then you add, for me, I do Spanish onion diced over the top with mustard. And some people add ketchup.
Is there cheese involved?
I've never had cheese on it, other than the cheeseburger. There should be cheese, actually.
It feels like there should be cheese.
Yeah. But it's delicious, but it's dangerous. And then they usually serve it ironically like, well, there's no bread on there. Let's add bread. And so you get like 2 or 3 pieces of Italian bread with like a giant thing of butter, because why not?
This is the perfect pre-sporting event meal.
It really is. It's the type of thing that makes you regret life.
Yes, right.
I remember taking down 2 of those on a dare, and I'm the catcher. And right,
you're ready. You're ready. You're right there.
I did not feel well that night.
I bet you didn't.
Yeah, I hit pretty well though. I remember that game where I'm like, oh, I got on base 3 for 3.
You're trying to get it over with.
Yeah, probably.
Or get out of there.
Please, let's just get to the mercy roll and get out.
Man, we're up by 46. Can we go home now?
Yeah. But that's Western New York, everybody. Welcome to Western New York. Yeah. I haven't been back in a bit. Have you?
My in-laws spend half the year up there, and I can't remember the last time we went up there.
What part of town?
They are in Tully, so south of.
Are you? I have
family.
Portland, I have a family in Tully.
Really, that's where my wife is from.
Yeah, no kidding. So that's my wife's uncle lives right in Tully. He's actually a ski instructor. Where is the nearest mountain there?
I know the mountain.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it right now. But so he's a ski instructor at the mountain. They're retired now. His wife, Robin, was an executive at Eric Maurer and Associates ad agency right in downtown Syracuse. Yeah.
What a small world. I got to find the name because my father-in-law was like the electrician for the area for 25 years.
Come on.
John Libby.
John Libby. Actually, it's funny. I know that name.
Do you?
Yeah, I actually do, because it's Libby Electric.
It was JB Electric.
JB Electric.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I got it wrong. Okay, we'll see.
But
I'll do some digging.
people just knew him as John Libby, so it's very possible that someone told you Libby Electric.
Maybe.
Man, it's a crazy small world.
Yeah. So what are the odds that a random Instagram outreach, of course, actually, you said it when you came into the building, though. It's like everybody from New York moves to Florida.
Yeah, it's just like 65% New Yorkers down here.
I know. Yeah.
But I was born here, so don't hate on me too much. So
How long were you in New York?
From 9th grade through college.
Oh, that's formative years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have a Southern drawl.
That makes sense. Yep. Do you get one here, though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Panhandle you would.
Yeah, if you're like over Tallahassee West, for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
But Jacksonville, it's pretty metropolitan.
Yeah. It's kind of.
Yeah,
it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
I mean, my dad was in the Navy, so it's not like we were.
Do you travel
old
a lot?
Stock Jacksonville? Yeah. I mean, I grew up. I went to a different school every year except 4th and 5th grade, which I was in the same school.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What did he do in the Navy?
He was a machinist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Manufacturing.
Yeah, there you go. That's why he's such a good wrapper of presents.
That's right. Yeah. You did mention that. Yeah. That's really cool. Well, this has meandered in ways I did not expect, but it was glorious.
Is this 2 different podcasts?
You know what? No, it's all one podcast. It's absolutely all. I'll tell you what, though, the digital shorts are going to be fascinating.
Yes, they are. You're right.
Yeah, and you're planning on grabbing some of those, right? You're going to use them?
Yeah, whatever we can do to help. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully you have some fun on your social channels too.
It's up to Becky. It's up to Beans.
All right. Hey, Beans.
Beans.
We expect that you'll reach out and ask. If we need to modify anything, we'll do it for you. We want to play nice in the sandbox. We're grateful that you're doing such a good job on their social media, but I feel like we're coming to a close right now, but I do wonder if somebody out there they got a prototype or they're getting into manufacturing, or maybe they got to jump ship and go to the right box design and supply company. What are the right steps for somebody to contact you guys and get into your flow? What do they need to do?
We have a request a quote on our website. It's givrpack.com. So Givr with no E, pack.com. But we are everywhere. You can call us 321-345-6875. You can Instagram us at Givr Pack. You can Instagram me at Box Builder with no E. You can Google Maps us.
Perfect.
I mean, we're everywhere. So anywhere.
Come knock on their door.
Yeah, just come find us.
Can I ask you where the company, the Givr Pack name came from?
Yeah, so we wanted to, the goal was to provide packaging to companies that had a net positive environmental impact without them having to pay for it.
Got it.
Because I came from the paper industry and I knew from trees to box what goes into it. And I knew there was margin to be used for mission that was not self-serving, because every time I would pitch these big companies, they'd be like, what are you doing for sustainability? And it would be like, oh, you have a paper mill and paper is recyclable, but like nothing with teeth.
Yeah. So
we started Givr to plant trees outside of the paper supply chain. So it wasn't self-serving. They won't be used to make paper again, but we can offset the carbon from making those boxes and sell them at market price or below. So you don't have to pay us to do a mission. That's for us. You still pay the market price for your box. And and Givr came up because I was trying to figure out what to call it, and those URLs were available. It's just
I love
practical.
finding a good URL. So with Givr, how many trees have you planted?
Over 300,000 to date. I just sent that email to Becky's team to update our website. It's like 330,000 or something like that.
330,000 trees planted.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
We're doing something. Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of fresh air.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
We need it.
Yeah. Happy to help.
Well,
it's not us. Take the brands.
I appreciate it, but I don't know that I'm your ideal customer. Do your customers notice? Do they appreciate it?
We try to make it not their responsibility for our mission. So if they like it, great. If they don't care, also great. But we do have customers who print their carbon offset on the box.
Okay.
And then we have customers who don't even know that we do that.
Okay.
So
kind of to each their own.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Well, I thank you for that, because I see how much development's happening, and I'm very happy about certain development, but at the same time, we're clearing certain lands that frustrate me.
Yeah.
And I want to see sustainability in development. And I've got dear friends who are partners of mine who are doing it the right way, which I am very proud of. But then when you find somebody who's really not in that, but you're in an industry that does take down paper, and you're changing the script. There's a poetry there that is not lost on me. And I'm really grateful that you guys have the attitude you have about this.
Thanks.
Wow. I didn't expect to end on that. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching or listening to Bootstrapped Unicorns, and Jeremy's doing something unique. And you just got a whole bunch of actionable stuff, whether you knew it or not. We have been all over the board with our conversations, but don't forget to set the stage and make a presentation out of your packaging or your experiences. Don't forget to have a reason for being that transcends what you do. And his level of giving back is remarkable, but they do it for themselves. And I think that's really interesting in and of itself. And then there will be customers who glom onto that and love every bit of it. And then giving away the entry because you're so damn good at what you do that you know you're going to get the work. There is a New York bravado in that I dig. And I hope you do too. So I'm lit on fire today, everybody, because Jeremy knows what the heck he's doing.
Thank you.
And I'm honored. I really am.
Appreciate it.
Hey, this has been Bootstrapped Unicorns. You've listened to a pretty long episode and I have zero apologies for it. I'm glad you're here. Go find him on Instagram and all the other places. I like his Instagram. And go find us, go like, subscribe, follow, and get the heck back to work.